Once you understand how your body actually makes energy, you will never look at food, health, and even life the same way again. Food is ultimately broken down into tiny subatomic particles, electrons and protons. Together, they form the foundation of the energy your body relies on every second. Have you ever wondered how a delicious slice of pizza or a juicy cucumber turns into the energy that powers everything you do, from growing your hair and nails to thinking, running, or even something as simple as blinking your eye? Most places you look would tell you it's simple. Food gets chopped down into smaller molecules by our digestive system. Carbohydrates become glucose, fats become fatty acids, and proteins become amino acids. These molecules enter our cells and turn into energy. Have you ever stopped to ask, how? What actually happens inside the cells to convert these molecules into the invisible force we call energy? Does it involve a machine? Or is it pure magic? A few years ago, I asked myself this exact question, and honestly, I couldn't find a clear answer. There just wasn't much information out there. That is, until I discovered the incredible world of cellular and mitochondrial health. What I learned completely transformed the way I see food, and to be honest, how I live my life. Today, I want to share this with you. Because once you understand how your body actually makes energy, you will never look at food, health, and even life the same way again. Let's dive in. When glucose, fatty acids, and amino acids enter our cells, they don't magically transform into energy. They first travel to mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. Let's call this journey the engine express. But before these molecules board the engine express, they need a bit of prep work. For example, glucose is broken down into pyruvate. Fatty acids and amino acids also go through a bit of reshaping. Once ready, they board the engine express and begin the Krebs cycle, a process where hydrogen atoms are stripped away from these molecules and broken down further until hydrogen atoms are separated into their core components, electrons and protons. And yes, food is ultimately broken down into tiny subatomic particles. Electrons, the negatively charged particles, carry the energy extracted from the food you eat, will travel further for more adventures. Protons, the positively charged particles, remain in the mitochondrial matrix at this point and play a critical role in generating energy later in the process. The next stop, the electron transport chain, located in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. It's comprised of 4 main complexes and ATP synthase, also known as complex 5, where the energy is ultimately created. Let's think of the electron transport chain as the engine room of the engine express. Here's how it works. Complex 1 and complex 2 are like entry points where electrons arrive. These electrons are delivered by special carriers, NADH and FADH2, produced during the Krebs cycle. Think of them as shuttle buses. From there, electrons move to complex 3, a transfer station, and then to complex 4, the final stop. At complex 4, electrons combine with oxygen and protons to create cellular water and release CO2. Just to note that the cellular water is very different from the water we drink. It's called structured or easy water, super special in our biology. You can watch the video here if you'd like to learn more. The engine room is spectacular, but that's not all. The magic really happens at complex 5, ATP synthase, the engine of the engine room. As electrons move through the transport chain from complex 1 to 4, protons are pumped out of the mitochondrial matrix into the inner membrane, creating a gradient. These protons then flow back in through complex 5, spinning the ATP synthase like a tiny turbine. This spinning generates ATP, your body's energy currency. So in summary, food, whether it's carbs, fat, or protein, is ultimately broken down into electrons and protons. The electrons fuel the electron transport chain, while the protons help create the proton gradient needed to synthesize ATP. Together, they form the foundation of the energy your body relies on every second. Isn't that fascinating how a simple meal is transformed into the energy that drives life? Here are 2 game-changing takeaways. First, whenever you eat, start seeing food as a collection of electrons, which are the tickets for ATP energy production, not just macronutrients. Ask yourself, am I feeding my body electron-rich food? Whole foods like fresh vegetables, fruits, and unprocessed proteins like fish are rich in electrons. Processed foods, not so much. Second, did you know this entire process is the reverse of the photosynthesis in plants? Plants use sunlight, CO2, and water to make glucose, releasing oxygen as a byproduct. Our mitochondria reverse this process, breaking down glucose, using oxygen to convert food back to sunlight in the form of cellular energy, releasing CO2 and creating cellular water as byproducts. Isn't that amazing? This brings us to something truly profound. Everything on this planet is interconnected. We exhale CO2, which plants need to grow. Plants give us oxygen and nutrients, which we need to thrive. Animals eat plants, and we eat both animal and plants to receive energy-rich electrons. When life ends, we return to the earth, nourishing the next generation of plants. It's a beautiful, endless cycle, one ecosystem, one interconnected web of light, energy, and life. So the next time you sit down to eat, think about the journey those molecules have traveled through, how they will become electrons powering every part of you. Remember, the quality of the light and the electrons you feed your body with, including the food you eat, determines the quality of the energy you make and give out. The future of wellness isn't just about food or exercise. It's about light and energy that make us who we are. Here is a twist. Food is not the only source of energy to power our body. That's the beauty of nature. We have other sources available to us. In the next video, I will share with you 3 secrets to supply your body abundant electrons beyond food, so you will never run out of energy ever again. Thank you for joining me today. If this video resonates with you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the science of your body and the universe around you. Until next time, remember to fuel your body with sunlit food and nourish your inner light. Stay curious and connected to nature and keep shining.